Namaste and welcome to this Sunday, the 14th of June, 2026. Today, as usual, I'll be looking into the numerology of the day, which means that which we kickstart the week with, the energy, the power of the numbers. And I will be looking into the Journey of Love deck, the Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild, to see what love brings this week. I'm also going to use the Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid to look into what the energy will tell us or supplement the Journey of Love Oracle deck with what to expect out of this week. I bet you already feel the energy that is beginning, what this coming week is going to be about. We have a tendency to overlook it, but fact is we're all exposed to the energy all the time. And all the time we're transmuting it or transferring it from the inside to outside again. So we are being exposed to it, it comes in, or at the same time as it's happening outside of us, it's happening inside of us. And then we start to see the expression of it through each individual. So it's more a matter of being aware and being conscious of how this energy is moving, what it's doing. We have an energy of clear communication, and that means clear communication from above. It can be angels, guardian angels, ascended masters, archangels, by the way. We have all of these guides working with us. It can also be the past ones, our loved ones that have passed and are here to guide us and support us every step of the way. Clear communication, something that's going to be so apparent that we can't avoid to see it. And I want to give you an example. First, short, I sing in 3 churches. And today I was singing in our little local church here. And I spoke to the priest afterwards about, first of all, his sermon, but also like how it connected to me. How sometimes things happen in such a way that we can't avoid to see that the universal energies and God is involved. So the story I'm going to share is a personal one that happened years ago, before I had children, and my oldest is 20. So we're talking 21 some years ago. I was working in a bank in our capital, Copenhagen, and I had composed so many songs that I really wanted to be expressed into the world, and for that I needed a band. Instead of just me sitting with my guitar playing at home, I decided, okay, I'm gonna need a band. So I lived outside Copenhagen, drove into Copenhagen each day by train. And I had arranged for my cousin to be my drummer. I had met this guy called Thomas, and he had agreed to be the pianist. I needed a guitarist and a bass player. And I was really focusing on that as I was going home from work, standing at our central station in Copenhagen, thinking how I really need a guitarist. And all of a sudden there's this guy coming down the escalators and carrying a guitar on his back. And I was like, I was too shy. I didn't just want to, approach him and say, hey, dude, how about playing for me? So I was like, okay, I chickened out. I got on my train. And as I was sitting on the train, I looked, and that guy was sitting across the hall from me in the train wagon, and I still chickened out. I was like, couldn't get myself to do it. Got off the train in the city I lived in, and so did this guy, and I was like, okay, I got it. He got off at the same station as me, and he walked ahead of me, so I had to catch up. And I finally did, and I said, hey, how do you feel about playing guitar in my band that I'm establishing? And he was like, well, what kind of music do you play, so on and so forth. And we ended up playing together, and one of his friends happened to be a bass player, and he came along as well. All of a sudden I had my band, and it was an amazing time. I happened to lose that same guitarist to Infernal, a Danish band that was traveling the world at the time, and I couldn't pay him the same amount. I didn't pay him a dime, actually. So, long story short, this is what we can expect from this coming week. Clear communication. Something is going to be made so utterly clear for us that we can't avoid to see it or act on it. We will kind of be pushed to do it. And I'm excited, a little bit nervous maybe, but mainly excited to see how that's going to play out in my life. And I would love to hear from you guys what you experienced this coming week. It's going to be so interesting to see which road we're being let down, right? Or up, but that is what to expect. We also will see clear communication between couples. Like my husband and myself have had a couple of days of very deep and very direct talk about, okay, so we have these challenges, how do we solve them? So there's going to be this, what are we looking at? What are the challenges? And instead of just focusing on the problems or the challenges, we're more concerned with solutions. How do we get through this challenge? How can we collaborate? What do we need to get us from A to B? So clear communication between people in relationships. And of course, it's going to show up more in our very closest relationships. So parent-child, mom-dad, like partners. And again, it can also be where you are the child, so your parents and you. It actually is so interesting that it correlates to my dad and his wife celebrating silver wedding, which is 25 years of marriage, this coming Tuesday. And we're all going there to surprise them, right? We have these beautiful traditions where we wake them up in the morning with singing and brass orchestra. This time around, they come in a loudspeaker and with Spotify. So, but all in all, that's kind of the energy that is like, how do we support one another? Like we go there to surprise them and give them hopefully a joyful, happy day, celebrating their 25 years of marriage. Again, that is a clear communication. It doesn't have to be verbally. It can be, do you show up for someone? Do you hold someone? Do you care for someone? That's clear communication. Love is going to be apparent. How we feel is going to be apparent. How God feels about us is going to be apparent. It's this simplified, very, very simplified, very humanistic connection, relationship that is being the communication as in body language, energy that's going back and forth between us. It's going to be so obvious to all of us that, wow, I feel so loved, or maybe I'm definitely not loved in this environment. I'm going to remove myself and put myself in a better situation where love is what's in center. So we're going to see everything very, very clearly. In my pre-shuffle in the Good Tarot here, the Ace of Air came out, and I was like, spot on. Because the Ace of Air is also the Ace of Swords, which is like, yep, here it comes. But like bullseye, this kind of direction or direct communication is what we'll see. Excuse me, I hope that didn't get too loud in the microphone. I apologize. We have a lot of grass in there. Okay, so we're going to see so much happening in the interconnectedness between people. And I say interconnectedness because it's also about how we go from codependency into interdependency. And that demands two individuals understanding that each of them is an individual and that these two or more are coming together, trying to unite. And I want to emphasize this, that in a relationship, in a love relationship between two people, we often expect union to be in all aspects, all the time. Wake-up call, it's not. Union happens occasionally when each individual is in union with him or herself, bringing that into the connection with the other, who hopefully is in union with him or herself as well. So when both of them individually is in each their internal union with themselves, meaning that they are in the four bodies, the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual, when there is connectedness, when there's unity within that person, there is the possibility of union with another, because that person has to be in the same space. So it's not often it happens. However, and this is what I want to emphasize, is that if we have a focus point, like what I mentioned with my husband and I talking about the challenges that we're facing and the solutions, focusing on the solution in one aspect of life makes us capable of uniting, because we both have a shared interest as well as an individual interest in the coming together, the finding the solution. And when we are each in internal union about that, like we really feel with everything that we are, all four bodies are aligned with that focus, union happens. So it is, and it's always going to be a failure to unite with another person if we believe that it's going to be in all aspects of life all the time. I wish it was so. It's not. So instead of living in an illusion, let's be real. Let's be in reality. And let's focus on how we can make reality real and good and joyful and happy and full of love and all of that good stuff. So this is really the message for this week. Choose a focus. It doesn't have to be one focus the whole week. It can be one focus right now that you and your partner can go into together. And when we do that way that I just talked about, we create the possibility of interdependence, where one is not suffering more than the other and one is feeling strangled because the other one is so like all there all the time. That's codependency, right? Interdependency is being at one with yourself and entering that oneness into union with another, creating that oneness and togetherness, which is actually what opens the Holy Grail for the third energy. And we're really learning that now. We still have to remember that we are in the 6th month of the year. That is the month of the lovers, right? However, it's happening in the 10th universal year. So when we add these together, we get the 16. The Tower. The Tower is the most educational card in the Major Arcana in the Tarot in terms of ego death. So if you get stuck in your ego, and it's not going to happen in everything, remember, it's all about, you might have a big ego in one aspect of life. When you are poked, when you are triggered, you will experience that. Okay, here I'm being triggered, here I'm being challenged. I have to jump from the tower. This is not functioning for me. The good thing is that when it happens in terms of relationships, it's happening so that we can find out what is working and what isn't working. So either it is that I'm definitely with the wrong person, or it is I'm definitely with the right person. We just have these challenges that we have to find solutions to. and then we get it done. Because this is a month of getting stuff done. Like, this is the month of serious business. God is pouring stuff upon us going, I gave you these talents. Remember that. I gave you these talents. I gave you these gifts. And you're not investing them. You're not putting them into the world. You're not doing with them what I wanted you to do with them. So either you get it done, or I'm going to remove your talent and give it to someone who knows how to formulate it. But that also happens in relationships. Are you willing to make the effort? Or are you only willing to pull the plug and move on to the next until that shit gets hot? And then you move away from that again. Like swiping left. Right? See, the thing is, we're learning so much now. This is really the month of learning stuff. Excuse me. And it is up to us to take on that wisdom, to reflect on it, meaning learn from it. Or else we're just going to get the same teaching in a much harsher way. So, the numerology. Where are we at with that? Today's the 14th in the 6th month. 14 is the alchemical process of putting things together, seeing what works, what doesn't work, how much can I add, what shouldn't I add. And then in the 6th month. So I have to connect it to the lovers. I have to connect it to those whom we are in relationships with. And remember, it can be all kinds of relationships. It can be friendships as well. But I want to put an emphasis on the ones that we're meant to unite with in collaboration, in love, family. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's see how long I can last this time. And the 14 plus 6 is a 20. That's the call. That is judgment. It is, I don't like the word judgment because it's only God judging. And there is kind of, I'm actually getting that it connects to karma. It connects to what, again, it's the talents I was talking about. That's one thing. Are you putting it into good use, or else it's going to be removed from you, from the divine? But there's something else in it. There's something else in it. And that is the end of judging others so harshly. Hold more compassion for yourself and for each other. And also when you do this, when even if it feels kind of stressful what I'm sharing right now, because it can feel like a whole lot of pressure. Unfortunately, I feel it in myself. And I can see it happening in my husband, that there is this solid kind of pressure on, get it done. So the reminder is to not be that judgmental, to hold compassion for ourselves in the process. And God is not judging, because what we are judging here on planet Earth and amongst each other really doesn't exist in the divine realm, because it's only here on Earth that we have the experience of duality. So when we have the experience of duality, we have the opposites. We have fear, we have love, we have light, we have darkness. God doesn't see any of that, because in his world, only love is real. Only the good in you is real. And everything else is an illusion, which isn't divine. And when it's not of the divine, it's not real. That which judges and that which tells you that you're not good enough is your ego structure. And the ego is not real. So nothing will be judged. But you will be put to the test in terms of, are you ready and willing to actually make good use of all the gifts that you have received from birth, that you are meant to explore and expand? So, the 14 plus 6 was 20. In the 10th universal year, we are up at a 30. That does not exist in the major arcana, so we reduce that to a 3. The 3 is the Empress. She is the fertile energy. She's the mother. She is the wife. She is the one holding herself with grace, with strength, in pure femininity. She is open and yet reserved. She's the queen, the empress. She lifts herself up because she knows her station. She's born into this. She's reminding us of a standard as females here, to have a certain standard that we are not meant to lower ourselves. We're meant, but we're also not meant to inflate, right? We are meant to look at what's real. And what's real is not when we put ourselves down. It is also not when we lift ourselves up to a much higher station than we really are. So it's about figuring out, how are we real? And it's so interesting because I keep getting this thought, like, you know how you score a certain number look-wise. And am I a 1 or 2 or 3, etc. up to 10? I really don't like giving each other numbers. But in some cases, it might keep people in reality. In other ways, it inflates, like extremely, but it can also be a deflation. And I know that many women look at themselves and think less of themselves than what's really real. There are also those that think much higher of themselves than what's really real, right? And that's kind of what the energy here talks about. Remember that your looks is not what gives you worth. That is not what is valuable. It's one of the values, but it's not all you are. You are so much more than physical appearance. Remember the 4 bodies, the physical is only 25% of that. So you might have a beautiful spirit that shines through your eyes. You might have a very caring and loving energy that's 10 millions times worth more than a physical look. You might have this open heart that is soft and vulnerable, which, especially to a man, is way more valuable than looks. Or you might be extremely intelligent, or just know how to put that intelligence you are given into good use. We cannot degrade ourselves to pure physicality, or pure spirit, or pure emotions, or pure mental body. We're all 4, and we're learning how to balance that. That is the kickstart of the week. So, like I said, I want to bring close the circle with what I started with saying. We are going to be in a week now where there's going to be clear communication. It's going to be shown to us what we need to focus on. With that said, let's dive into the journey of love, clear, to see what love has in store for us this coming week. The 3rd week we're entering, 3rd week of June. Let's see. I love it when the cards always speak very clearly, and I trust them completely. I trust the energy to pick the exact right card that is needed for us right now. And it's almost like, yep, you need to shuffle some more because it's not quite there yet. It's not quite there yet. But it will appear, yes. And we get, perfect, we get becoming. Becoming. And becoming is number 34. Then in the 34, we have the Empress, the number 3, and we also have the Emperor, number 4. It's almost like, yes, things are coming together. The couple, we are moving with masculine, feminine energy, the yin to the yang, coming together, figuring things out, learning union, which is not in all aspects, but in one aspect at a time. That's how we train ourselves into this beautiful union between the two. 34. And Here it is again. Just look at the beautiful movement in this card. A very dynamic card. And I love how it's orange down here. It connects to our sacral chakra, our passion and lust center. And it says, yes, you are manifesting your divine purpose. Thank you. We need that, the talent that's being expanded and expressed. Yet, what is happening now is just one of many inspired brushstrokes on the canvas of your life's work. You are the artist who paints with trust, instinctive and spontaneous, with faith in the process unfolding. You are not the painter using numbered squares who has a finished vision even before commencing the task, with a map for all steps of the journey. Your lack of plan renders you open and receptive to divine direction. You are capable of being moved by spirit. You are a brave adventurer. So celebrate what you are creating now and realize that it is a step in your major work of divine art, this life of yours. Not to be planned, but to be experienced, stroke after stroke, step after step. You shall witness the picture coming to life. It may not be what you expected, but it will be the most beautiful, extraordinary creation. This oracle brings you comfort that you are blossoming, and each petal unfolding is another step closer to your ultimate divine fulfillment. There is a message here too, that a relationship or a project that you are keen to move forward will bloom in its own unique way. Give it breathing room and be willing to let it become what it seeks to be, even without a clear direction or plan. Sometimes, even because of that, there is an inner plan that can come to fruition. And each of these cards have a poem with it. And this one says, take heed, my friend, for time is ticking fast. Illusion grand in hopes that this dream will last. Such memories we keep for days to come, a looking glass that only shows what's done. It would be sad to think there's nothing more, a well-worn path reflecting what's in store. God's gift was not that days would be the same. Each dawn's first light would sing a fresh refrain. Of light and cloud to bathe the earth's surprise, with change afoot to stop would be unwise. A palette rich awaits the artist's brush, creating life at one with God's soft touch. Love, love, love this card. The masculine and feminine in the becoming, the fulfillment of the life that we were born to live and lead. Clear. Let's see what the Good Tarot has to say further, like as a supplement or extra information about this coming week ahead. Okay. This one. Okay, thank you. I want to say, love is in the air. Everywhere I look around. Love is in the air. Yep. Okay. What we got here? First we got Nine of Earth. Nine of Earth, this beautiful woman surrounded by her manifestations. It is the Nine of Pentacles. And in some decks, and in my favorite deck, it's called Wealth. Like, gain. This when, let me just remember the card. It's in the Thoth Tarot. We have a green, a pink, and a blue circle uniting in like a threesome, really. Like the two coming together, creating the third energy. A very feminine one, a very soft, like we have the emotional one, we have the spiritual one, we have the very earthy one, the blue, the intelligence, that which wants to manifest. It is the coming together, like the uniting everything that you are within, becoming your expression and becoming your gain. So a really nice, like 9 of Pentacles is a really nice deck or card in the deck in terms of manifestation, something in the physical realm. Moving into Ace of Water, this is the one true love. This is the, and when I say that, Ace of Water is you. It is that within you. It's the filling of your own cup that makes you so unbelievably attractive to the world around you. Like, so if you're not in a relationship, you might actually really attract someone, but it can also be that your partner just becomes so much more attractive, right? Like all of a sudden it's like, you hold that pearl. You hold that pearl right there. Thank you. What a beautiful gift you have. But when I need to connect it. I need to connect it to the Journey of Love card, the becoming. I need to connect it to that because it starts by saying, yes, your divine purpose is coming to fruition, to fulfillment. You are in the becoming of this. And it says right now that there is so much happening, so much that's going to physically manifest. Like the story I told you about, where communication becomes so clear that we can't avoid to see it or even act on it. Like in my case, I had to act on it the 3rd time. It was starting to get really embarrassing. Like, okay, God, I got it. I'm going to do it now. Even if I was shy and very like, how am I going to do this? I did it. And this is what it says. Like, if you want something to physically manifest, you have to put your all into it. You cannot be in a relationship with another and not be in it 100%. Because if you're always with one foot out the door, you're not there. You're not at all there. A relationship takes your 100% effort, 100% emotions, your 100% vulnerability, your 100% submission in some cases, and 100% engagement, 100% commitment, right? And then we get the Hanged Man at the end. It's like, wake up, change your perspective. If you're not seeing this yet, if you're not seeing this beautiful manifestation of you in the becoming, how much you are actually capable of gaining with everything that you are, with the 4 bodies that you hold, your intelligence, like mental body, your love, your emotional body, the green, the connectedness to earth, your physical body, surrounded by spirit. All of this is a gain. You have gotten a gift from God. That's why you're here. And it's like, it's the pearl. And now it's almost like I see God as the seahorse carrying you. And he's kind of portraying it. So remember, we are created in God's image. So we are to become the bearer of the pearl. We are to become that, okay, I am responsible for my gift, for my pearl. I am responsible for my life. I am responsible for making stuff happen. I am responsible for my focus. I am responsible for my love. I am responsible for my relationship. I'm not saying you're solely responsible, but you hold some level of responsibility. And this says, if you're not there, wake up, change your perspective. Maybe you are still looking at your life from an outside perspective, and you're called home. You're called to drop the illusions with the Tower month, right? Drop the illusions, come into reality, engage with reality, and start engaging with life as if it's real and not an illusion. You're not living a fairy tale. So when I hear about people going, oh, I want this soulmate because everything is going to be perfect. Blah. That ain't happening. Oh, the twin flame. Yes, the twin flame is definitely real. I've been on that journey. It's very real. It's meant to burn you like the bird phoenix, and then you can rise to meet that divine counterpart that you're meant to be with. This is, and I'm not talking down upon any of the soul connections that we have. They all carry a very, very important purpose. But we cannot put an illusion down on it. We have to be in reality and be real with each other about what it is that we're experiencing, seeing in that moment. And we have to understand that union with another is not a given. It is daily effort. It is a daily choice to love. When I met my now husband, I never doubted once. When I made that decision, this is my man, this is the one I'm going to be with, I never waver, I never doubt. I already made that decision and I don't have to make it again. I don't ever have to make it again. The question is now, what do I put into it? How much of an effort do I make? How much am I still committed to it? Like on a day-to-day basis? How much am I asleep? How much do I allow myself to live in illusion instead of reality? And that is really the essence of union, that we each have a responsibility for participation, for engagement, right? It's easy to find someone that you can marry. It's not easy to be in it. It's not always easy to be in it because it demands something of us. And that sometimes is that we're upside down. We don't know what's real and we perceive reality completely twisted. And then we have to wake up and change our perspective and come into reality. Drop the illusion, be real. This is the clear communication that this week is about. Getting out of your headspace sometimes is also highly valuable to get into the body. Go for a run, go for a walk, fast, challenge yourself, cleanse yourself, whatever it takes, right? Whatever it is for you. But the clear communication is a given this week. And it connects to how we are in the becoming. We're not meant to be single. We're meant to be together. But we're meant to be together with one that is a match to our heart, not our head. Again, it's so easy to choose one from the ego, but it's never going to last, my love. It's never going to last. It's always going to end. Because we need to find someone and to match up with someone that is a match to the heart. Years ago, I saw this energy that moves from the heart, and it moves like in this spiral out from the heart, and it actually calls that partner in. But if you're not ready to see who that partner is, if it's still only about the looks, which holds no importance at all whatsoever, because it's not important what they look like. It is important that they see you. That's the only looking that has to happen, to be seen, to be met, to be acknowledged for everything you are and everything that you are in the becoming of. Someone who can look at you with love and say, I see your potential, I see your purity, and I'm here to support that. I'm here to hold space for that. We need to have more compassion with each other, and we need to be able to acknowledge when that right person comes along. I had done years of work, and I had been on the twin flame journey, and all of that. And it wasn't until the morning I woke up and decided that I want to be in union with me. And that is not between masculine and feminine energy. That doesn't exist. It's the unity between your four bodies. The coming together of your emotions, your mental structures, your physicality, and your spirit. When all of that is in alignment, it becomes so easy to see reality. It becomes so easy to attract the right one. And that's the energy that streams up from your heart. But if your ego won't allow you to experience and meet that person that is an actual match to your heart, it's not going to happen. It's about clearing the path, clearing your space, and being real. So this is the amplification of the week. Be real. Drop the illusions. Drop the illusions. See everything that's real and let yourself be physically manifested into reality. That's where you find your gain. And my beautiful love, you are in the becoming of the most beautiful piece of art. Because you're divine making. How can it not be? So the only part that will ever challenge your divinity is your ego. And that's going to keep you away from who you really are. Don't allow that. This week, we're getting all the support we need to be clear on what the difference is between the two. Unity. It's all about union within. And it automatically will happen in your life. in all aspects. It can be unity with the perfect car for you. It can be unity with the perfect house for you. It can be unity with the perfect clothes, the perfect outfit for you, the perfect shoes even. It is. But the main thing, and I think what we all want, all us women are longing for that. We're longing to be seen and to be experienced. Our hearts are calling out for it. But we also have to be real with ourselves. Are we even able to receive it? Or are we more willing to push it away because it's not a match to the head? Listen to your heart. That's going to be the words for this coming week. I wish you a beautiful one, a beautiful evening or day, wherever you are. Namaste.